Hi there ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DutchRC channel, and this video is about some upgrades, or quite a few upgrades to this HG P406 scaler / crawler. You've probably seen my running video, and if you haven't, I'll put a link up there somewhere. Let me first tell you what my impressions of the car are and why I want to upgrade it. Just like the previous model, the P402 I had, it actually did better than I had expected. The tires are pretty grippy. They aren't perfect, but they are pretty grippy. The chosen compound of rubber is quite good. The tread pattern is very good. Let's see, what more can I tell you? Yeah, it looks good in the wild. That's not unimportant in a scaler, I think. The springs, however, are rubbish. They are far too stiff for a scaler. It just doesn't look realistic, and that's what you want in a scaler, right? To that, I should add that I'm not looking for a super crawler. It shouldn't drive the best, it should drive realistically. That's my aim. That's a personal thing, of course, but in a scaler I want it to drive realistically. So, yeah, the springs are rubbish, the tires are pretty good, but as you can also see that they are low profile tires. The wheels are actually a bit big. And yeah, so that doesn't really help the car. The tires themselves don't act as an extension of the suspension, so to speak. So, yeah, let me show you what upgrades I've gotten for the car. Okay, this is probably more than you were expecting in terms of upgrades. Let me see. I'm gonna quickly take you on a tour to the upgrades I've gotten, and then I'll zoom in to a few of these. Some are more interesting than others. What you see here is a stack of tires and wheels. These are TFL Racing metal wheels and very mushable tires, very nice. We've got a all metal, not aluminium, all metal frame. This is actually, let me see, six separate items. You can order every single item on the frame separately. Obviously I'll have links to all the things you see here. And it's actually a bit of a long list to actually make links for every item, but I'll link you to the P402 upgrades page, and you'll find all these metal parts on it. So you've got the frame rails, right? A front C-hub, a back C-hub. Oh no, the other way around. This is the back, that's the front. And I've gotten all metal axles, very nice. The default axles on the car are plastic, so these will flex less and be heavier. And that's actually a good thing. This center frame is also far heavier. Also, I've got a gearbox, an upgrade gearbox, all metal gearbox for the car. And we've got some springs and shocks. Yes, these do have springs in them. Those are from G-Mate, so I didn't get those from Banggood. The rest though I did get from Banggood. An HD power servo, a 30 kilo servo, and another servo. This is actually a shifting servo, so it'll mount to here, to the side of the gearbox, and then you can remotely shift the car from low gear to high gear and the other way around. And yeah, so that's the overview. Let me show you a few parts in detail. Okay, once again, the frame, the center frame of the car, pretty self-explanatory, I guess. It's like I said, these frame rails are a separate item, the front C-hub, rear C-hub, the bottom plate, also metal, and the metal gearbox, all separate items. Now, one of the reasons I got this is it looks nice, that's nice, but there is no flex in this at all, no flex at all. The default frame, the plastic frame, has a lot of flex. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you want a more precise riding car, you can eliminate the flex with this all metal frame. Now, a more important reason for me to get this is the weight. You want some wheel pressure to have a good amount of grip. And this frame is far heavier than the plastic frame. I haven't weighed down the default frame because I haven't taken it out yet. But yeah, this is a lot heavier, so that's a good reason to get it. Alright, then we have the two axles. Obviously there is a difference between the front axle and the rear axle. The front axle has steering hubs. Now, just like the metal gearbox, all gears are in it. So you don't have to transfer your gears from the old axles to your new axles. And they feel to be greased up as well. They run very, very smoothly. And what more can I tell you? Yeah, they did come with screws, mounting screws, like you see over here. And a nice thing about these axles is actually the brake disc you see over here. It probably hard to see on video, but it actually turns with the axle. That's nice. It serves another purpose though. If you take that brake disc off, it's just clamped on there. That axle is actually an outdrive. So if you want to convert this car into a six-wheeler, this axle over here provides you a link to your third axle. So that's a nice touch, very convenient. Alright, and the last thing I want to take a closer look at is these wheels and tires. Now, these are the stock wheels and tires, and these are the TFL Racing wheels. I'll have a link to these in the description, obviously. I think I misspoke. These aren't metal, but they are aluminum. So maybe I'll put some lead wheel weights inside of them, because they aren't super heavy. They are a little heavier than the stock wheels, by the way, so that's a benefit. And yeah, they look completely different. Nice hub protector ring. And they are quite a bit narrower, as you can probably tell. You'll be able to see that more clearly like this. Yeah, so the wheel pressure per inch or centimeter will be higher with these as well, which is a good thing. Let me see, what more can I tell you about these? Yeah, oh yeah, the rubber. As you can see, the profile of the tire is a lot bigger on these TFL Racing wheels. So this is more a crawler wheel and tire. Bead locked, of course. And the rubber compound is very soft. So yeah, a lot of the tire will be in contact when the car weighs down on these tires. So that's a nice thing. The next thing I'll be doing is building the components. I'll be transferring the electronics from the old chassis to the new. There will be a few plastic parts left on the car, like the battery tray. And well, I'll transfer everything and then I'll show you what that looks like. Hold on. And there you go! I've got a complete car again. Yes, and what took a few seconds for you took a little longer for me, of course. Yeah, it's a complete rebuild of the car. So, as you can probably tell, it's now far more smoother in suspension. And this would have been completely impossible with the old setup. Not only because of the springs, but also because of the lack of weight keeping the other wheels on the ground. So I'm happy that worked out. I'm also happy that these G-Mate shocks actually fit on the car. That was a bit of a gamble. I had these in the parts bin, so yeah, wanted to use those of course, and they actually fit and they actually work out pretty well too. So that's nice. Now one other thing I've done, this receiver box up at the front of the car is actually empty stock, because the car has an integrated ESC with receiver, right? So that also means that you can upgrade the car with a separate receiver and ESC, and then you can place the receiver into this receiver box. What I've done, however, is I've filled it up with lead to add more weight over the front axle. So yeah, that's it. I actually really like the mix of black plastics with aluminium or aluminium, yeah, chromed metal. Yeah, so that works out for me. Very nice looking, I think. What we'll do now is I'll take the car out and I'll show you how what the car drives like. Okay, I've taken the car out on the street, not off-road, because on these side curbs I can show you quite well what the wheel deflection is now like. This really looks completely different than the stock setup. This would not be possible with the stock car. So it sounds pretty nice as well, but again, this having one wheel climb up like that and have the other wheels still on the ground, completely impossible with the stock setup. Oh, it's nice and grippy as well. Cool stuff. Oh, and I left the body off so you can actually see what the wheels are doing. Cool stuff, man. Yeah, obviously I'll do a full off-road video with the new setup in the near future as well. But for now this works out very, very nicely. Now that is not to say that there aren't other upgrades you could still do to the car, like metal drive shafts from the center gearbox to the axles. But I'll just replace those when they fail, if they fail. So yeah, that's the upgrades I've done to this HG P406, for now at least. Again, I'll maybe do other upgrades in the future, but for now I'm really happy how this worked out. Really happy. This works out very well. Hope you got something out of it. And yeah, hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.